What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. If you don't know who I am, that means you're new. I'm Mark. What's good with y'all? Go check out my other videos. Check them out. Check them out. But first, stay on this one, right? So, first off, I apologize if there's a bit of an echo. As you can see, I am not in my normal recording room. Now, why is that? I'm sure y'all are wondering. Well, that is because I made good on my promise to y'all. I told y'all, watch, I will do a video in an Airbnb despite the fact that my account is banned to show that it doesn't mean shit. To show that they did all that bullshit, not because they felt what I did was wrong, but because they have an issue with the Second Amendment. Because if they sat here and really didn't have an issue with what I did, right, or with the Second Amendment, why would they have made it that easy? If they had an issue with what I did, it was that big of a deal. Why would they have made it that easy for me to now be staying at another Airbnb? I don't know. But y'all saw the title, y'all read the title, y'all saw the thumbnail. Let's get right into it. What guns do I think you should take with you on vacation? This is the Airbnb edition. You feel me? Now, am I only talking about if you're getting an Airbnb? No, not necessarily. However, I will include that. So, for starters, if we're talking about flying, something along those lines, depends where you're going, depends how comfortable you feel with what you want to take there, depends what you need to take there, really. If it's a situation where you more likely or not are going to need a long gun, then you're going to have to take a long gun. One of my issues with flying with firearms is simply due to the fact that TSA is completely incompetent. So I don't want to trust them with my guns. That's just me personally. I'm sure some of y'all are wondering, well, how did you get to the Airbnb you're at? We drove. We drove. Why did we drive, you might ask? Well, because I knew I was going to do this video here. I knew for a fact. So I thought, hey, let me just really bring it all out. All right, so that's just for flying. I want to get that out of the way. All right. You're going to have to check your bag. So it's honestly something I'm against, but I'm not going to tell you to not carry your gun with you, or excuse me, not carry your gun with you. I'm not going to tell you not take your gun with you when you fly, because if I had the choice, I'm definitely taking gun and flying. What type of firearm would I take? As I said, if you need to take a long gun, take your long gun. Now, if you feel comfortable handing TSA your firearms, you're a trusting person, to say the least. But if you're comfortable with it, carry, your concealed carry gun or guns. Have your, well, not carry, you know what I mean. Jesus. Have them check, your concealed carry guns, your full-size home defense gun, your long gun, whether it's a shotgun or a rifle. If you're not too comfortable with them having all your guns, which a majority of us wouldn't be, and you need to take a long gun, obviously take your long gun, and then I would say one do-it-all handgun. For example, this Glock 23. Something that you can conceal carry, something that you can use for home defense, and it'll work both ways just fine. That's mainly what I would recommend if you're flying. Now, for driving is a whole other story. It adds a lot more variables to it, and that's where we're going to get into this. So, for starters, if you're staying at a hotel, for example, you have to drive to your hotel, whatnot, right? I still am going to say have a long gun with you. Now, the reason why I say that is because, truth be told, you never know when you're going to need it. So I'd rather sit there and take a long gun with me wherever I go to, even if I'm on vacation. Now, there's that. The same rules apply as it did for flying in that aspect of what guns you feel comfortable taking with you. Now, if you're at an Airbnb, which I more so recommend, despite the fact that they banned me and they can't do anything to stop me from getting another Airbnb, what I would recommend on top of your long gun, like, a shotgun or a rifle, I would recommend you take your concealed carry handgun or handguns, your home defense handgun, and then why not a gun for fun, right? Why not? Why not a gun for fun? I'm sure some of y'all are wondering, why did you bring so many? Why did you, have to? One, I brought so many because I was doing this video. Plain and simple. The only one I brought extra though, because I was doing this video, was the dagger. And honestly, it's more so just because I wanted to bring the dagger. Why not? It's like I know some of y'all are probably sitting there thinking, "Wow, this is the pettiest video he's ever done." It might be, but my whole point is that just because you're in a situation where you're not at your home, however, you were in a new place where you were sleeping or currently living, whether it's temporarily, like on a vacation at a hotel or whatever, that is where you're living out of. Therefore, you want to be able to protect it the best way possible, the same way you would as if you were at home. Now, understandably, some people don't want to take all their guns that they would have for their home defense with them. That's understandable. However, you don't want to be left with nothing. That's just the truth of the matter here. Now, some of y'all might think, well, I don't want to carry, a shit ton of guns with me wherever I go. I'd rather just be able to have one or two. Okay, have your long gun. Have a gun that can do it all. The whole point of having a do it all gun is so it can do it all. You see what I mean? This is a gun that I'm more than happy with, even with a standard mag capacity. We can take the stick mag, the stick. I can English. Oh my goodness. We can ignore the stick mag. We can take that capacity out of it. We can just go with standard capacity. That capacity will have me somewhat comfortable for home defense and concealed carry. That's just the truth of the matter here. A do-it-all gun probably will be very, very, very useful on vacation. That's without a doubt. Would I recommend a do-it-all gun, say, over your standard concealed carry gun or guns and your home defense gun? Probably not. It really just depends on the situation. That's one of the issues that most people don't realize is that when they're trying to figure out what guns they should be able to take with them, it really just varies. What are you going to have to do to get to where you want to go? Who's going to be there? What are they like? You see what I mean? There's a bunch of different variables that change what firearms you would want to bring with you when you go on vacation. And sometimes you need to let those variables just piss off and not make it change. Truthfully, sometimes you're going to have to make the change. While it sucks, I think these are probably your best bet when it comes to what guns to take with you on vacation. Whether you do decide, hey, I want to take my concealed carry gun and my home defense gun, whether you're going with just pistols or pistol and long rifle, whatever, or whether you say, hey, I want to take a do-it-all gun with me, that be it. Some people truthfully only take one gun with them when they go on vacation. Now, am I a fan of only having one gun to be able to protect myself? No. You know what I mean? I'm aware you can only shoot, technically you can shoot more than one gun at once, not accurately, but you can only shoot one gun at a time. That's the phrase. So while, yes, I'm aware that, you can only shoot one gun at a time, doesn't mean I only want to have one gun at my disposal. That's not what that means to me in the slightest. That, okay, so I shouldn't have other guns. No, that just means I should be quicker to get my other guns once the first one runs out. You see what I mean? I'm aware this is a very opinionated video. It's very subjective. This isn't one of those videos where you need to provide statistics really of any sort, simply just because of the fact that when you're on vacation, it's really based off of what vacation you're going to. If you're going somewhere like California, I probably wouldn't recommend taking an AR with you. Why? Because if you get caught having a standard magazine, you're probably going to get arrested. They hate the Second Amendment. It's just varying. All right, that's all it really is. That's the best way to explain it. But what I think would be the best for a blanket of okay, if you can't decide whatsoever, these are probably your best bets. A do-it-all gun, whether a do-it-all handgun, whether you're mainly looking for concealed carry or home defense, doesn't matter, because if it truly is a do-it-all gun, it'll be just fine either or. That's for starters. And then a long gun. That's solely if you don't want to take a lot of guns with you. This is just if you don't want to decide, you like, fuck it, I just need to pick and go. That's probably going to be your best get. Best get. Jesus Christ, I can English. Sorry, y'all. It has been one of those days for me. I don't know if you can tell, but that's probably the best option you'll get there. Is to sit there and have a do-it-all gun and a long gun, whether it's a shotgun or a rifle. That's all on you. That's personal. You know what I mean? If you have the opportunity to take more, to take guns that you've already designated for specific purposes, that probably would be your better bet. It's really just all based off what you are and are not going to be able to do. I wouldn't want to sit there and take 5 or 6 guns. Like I have 5 guns right here on this table. I have the Glock 23, the Ruger LCP, the Taurus G2C, the Palmetto State Armory dagger, and the PA-15 right here. I like I'm not against taking a shit ton of guns with me on vacation, as you guys can tell. However, would I want to trust like an airport with it or something like that? Fuck no. Hell no. So maybe if you're flying, take less guns. You know what I mean? Don't travel though and go on vacation without your firearm solely because of the fact that you never know when you are going to need it. This is one of the reasons why I'm not a super huge fan of cruises, is that I can't take my firearm with me. Now I'm sure, hey, what's going to happen? Is the person going to jump off and swim into the ocean and swim away? Shit, maybe. You don't know. However, that's one of the reasons why I don't like cruises. I'm not going to sit here and go somewhere that I can't have my firearm with me, because in case I do ever need it, I'd rather not be the person who needed it and didn't have it. I'd rather be the person who had it and not needed it. That goes for all forms of vacation in the sense. So if it's a style of vacation where you're not going to be able to take a firearm with you, if it's up to you, I would avoid it personally. But hey, if you really want that vacation, go right ahead. Go right ahead. However, if you can take your firearms with you, by all means, that's the best bet for you. If it's a situation where you can take more firearms, like not just 1 or 2 guns with you, say you have more than just 1 or 2 guns as your daily defense guns or whatever, then yeah, take what you need to take with you. If you can only take 1 or 2, take 1 or 2. But if you can take more, by all means, take more. Don't let them stop you. And if Airbnb tries telling you you can't, tell them to piss off. Now, with that being said, I think that about wraps it up for this video. I know I was kind of going in circles a bit there. However, I did feel the need to, I had to express enough that it's not just a plain black and white situation where it's like, oh yeah, this is going to be the best for this is going to be the best for that. There's a lot of different variables when it comes to something like a vacation, considering who's going to be there, what they're like, how you're going to get there, where you're going. There's a ton of different variables that all come into place that you have to factor in and think about and just come up with the best decision possible. Overall, though, if you want a blanket on what I believe would be the general best, if you don't want to take a ton of guns with you, is 1 do-it-all handgun, 1 long gun. I think that about wraps it up for this video. With that being said, y'all make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share, hit that bell. When you hit that bell, hit all. And honestly, I don't care whether you agree with me or not. I personally don't. This is a very opinionated video. Truthfully, it is, but I really don't give a shit whether y'all agree with me on this one or not, considering I gave y'all so many options. If you disagree with me, it's just not true. I gave y'all so many options. If you agree with me or disagree with me, you need to check out all my other videos. Y'all make sure to stay legal, stay safe, stay dangerous. Have a good one, y'all. Peace.